Howdy friends and neighbors, this is a free lesson posted on the internet courtesy of Noya Mountain Music. If you like that sort of thing, please like and subscribe on the YouTube channel and maybe even hit the little bell for notifications if you would like more of this. If you'd like to support the cause even further, check out noyamountainmusic.com and you can peruse the many 12-week courses of Monroe Style Mandolin, lots of single lessons there, and all that kind of thing. So hope you enjoy this lesson. Hello neighbors, howdy to you. Hope everything's going good. Back to the Monroe Style Jamming Workshop, number 2, working on How Mountain Gals Can Love, How Mountain Girls Can Love in the key of G. And this is a classic jam session tune that I hope you're going to enjoy. Let's listen to the Stanley Brothers play it. Here we go.
Riding the night in the high cold wind on the trail of the old lonesome pine, thinking of you, feeling so blue, wondering why I left you behind. Get down low, go back home, back to the girl you love. Treat her right, never wrong, how mountain gals can
All right, there you have it in the key of A there. We're going to be looking at it in the key of G. Often the tenor part is pretty high, so it can be sung in the key of G to make that tenor part not so hard to get to. And we haven't done one yet in the key of G, so it's going to be good to learn what's going on there. All right, so this is mostly going to be using your major G scale. We don't have to worry about that, but it's good to know it. Downstrokes, and then with your upstrokes. All right, so if you don't know that, it's really good to know that. Okay, so we're going to be learning it with 8th notes, and that's going to translate into our 16th notes, and that's the common texture that we're using for our basic melody. All right, so we need to get that melody in our head. Okay, so here it goes. Riding the night in the high cold wind on the trail of the old lonesome pine, thinking of you, feeling so blue, wondering why I left you behind. Okay, so I'm using the little strummy 2-finger G there, and D. It's just G and D for the first part. That's usually where the lead or the break is going to be played. Okay, oftentimes you will go to the 4 chord, which is C, and that'll be played sometimes. So we're going to look at that too a little later. But for our bare bones melody, it's going to go like this. 1, 2, ready, go. Pretty easy. Let's count that out. This is going to be with 8th notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, so let's get right to it. Let's talk about the chords real quick. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 full bars of G. All right, 4 beats in each bar. Then it goes to D. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 beats in G, 1 bar, and then back to G. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the first half. All right, lucky for us, it's exactly the same on the back half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Really easy. Okay, so we're starting on the 5th fret of the D. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, that is our first little section there. All right, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 notes on the 5th fret of the D. one note on the second fret of the A. All right, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay. That is our first section. So get that, stop the video if you need to. All right, so that's our first bar. The second bar sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay, so we're starting on the fifth fret of the A. 1 and 2 and, 4 strokes there. 1 stroke on the second fret of the A. And 3 on the fifth fret of the D. All right. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, those are our first 2 bars of G. Taking it from the top. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, now we're gonna go to the D chord. It's gonna start on the open A. It's gonna sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, so we're doing 2 bars right there, but we're gonna split it up into 1 bar for each chord. All right, starting on the open A. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, so that's your D bar. Okay, start on the open A. 1 and 2 and, all right, that is the first 2 beats. It's right on the open A. 1 and 2 and, you go to the second fret of the A. 3 and 4 and, all right, so you got on the open A. 1, 2, 3, 4 downstrokes, and then to the second fret of the A. 3 strokes there, and down to the open A. All right, so that's our D bar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, now we're back to G. Okay, it's gonna sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, all right. So we're gonna have pickup notes to the second A part. Okay, so it's really the back half of the A part. Okay, so we're starting on the fifth fret of the D. 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strokes on the fifth fret of the D. Meaning you're gonna walk it up from the open D, second fret of the D, fourth fret of the D. And then we're gonna go back into the second half of the A part, which is exactly the same as the first part, which is lucky for us. All right, so we're starting on the last bar of the G. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, so let's play the D bar and the G bar. Okay, here we go. Ready and go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, all right. So it's going to be pretty much that exact same thing, except something a little bit different for the very end of the whole A part. Let's take it from the very top. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, so that's the end. We're gonna learn that. Okay, so the second time when you come back from D, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, as soon as you get back to the fifth fret of the D, we're gonna do our little ending lick. Okay, which is gonna sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, so starting on the fifth fret of the D, second fret of the D, open D, fourth fret of the G, and the open G. When you get down to the bottom G, you can go back to your rhythm for 3 more eighth notes there if you want, or 2 chops. Okay, all right, so let's play the second half of the A. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, all right. Now let's play the whole thing with our downstrokes with the eighth notes. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 When we add our upstroke to it, it's going to create the 16th note texture that is most commonly found in bluegrass music. It's going to sound like this. 1, 2, ready, go. And you can use a combination of shuffles, 8th notes, and 16th notes as you like. This is part of the creative process where your improvisational skills will be put together with your own creativity to create your own style. All right, that could be something like this. Your shuffle lick is down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. It's 1 8th note and 2 16th notes. All right. So 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and so on and so forth like that. You can do it your own way. It's very important to do it that way. Okay. So when this gets up to speed, it's a very efficient way to play fast with this simple 8th note pattern, note path, just adding your upstroke. And a more advanced intermediate thing to do would be to put some double stops in there. If you're familiar with the double stops, you can put them right in there. We're not going to really get into that too much, but you're playing out of your chord, your 3-finger chop chord, 5th fret of the D, 2nd fret of the A, 3rd fret of the E, and sometimes using your ring finger on the 5th fret of the A to get that 51 double stop. Another thing you do is slide into some notes. You can experiment, noodle around a little bit, have fun with it, follow your ear. If it sounds good, it is good. Okay, so that's our arrangement for the simple melody, beginner melody for How Mountain Gals Can Love. We're also going to look at the B part. Okay, and this is the part where it goes, get down, boys, go back home, back to the girl you love, treat her right, never wrong, How Mountain Girls Can Love. All right, so this chorus goes to the C chord. C, 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 G, 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 D, 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 G, 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 G. That's the first part. Second half, C, 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 G, 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 D, 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 G, 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 G. Full bars of each chord. C, G, D, G. That's Percy on the wall over there, in case you're wondering. Persephone, she's our indoor-outdoor kitty. Cat kitty's over there somewhere, if you're wondering. All right, so the back half of the B part, the chorus, mirrors the first part, okay? And so this melody is sung different ways. Sometimes it'll be like, get down, boys, go back home. Sometimes like this, get down, boys, go back home, back to the girl you love. So you have a couple options there. So if we're going to think about how to translate that into our simple 8th note melody, it's going to go something like this. did a couple different variations there. You can either go up to the 5th fret of the A, or you can kind of stay on the 3rd fret of the A. All right, so get down, boys. That would be super simple. Just stay on the 3rd fret of the A. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and you can stay on that 3rd fret of the A for the whole C bar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and that works just fine. If you want to come up to the 5th fret, it's totally cool too. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and you can kind of split it up that way. 1 and 2 and 3, so you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strokes on the 3rd fret of the A, then come up to the 5th fret of the A. And 4, and for 3 strokes there. So 5 on the 3rd fret, 3 on the 5th fret, okay? Or you can just stay on the 3rd fret, like I said before. All right, that's our full C bar. All right, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and it's totally good. If you want to put a little double stop there, it's good. 5th fret of the D. You can even have the open E ring in. A lot of times with bluegrass, you put the harmony on the top instead of the bottom, but you can have the full sandwich stack there if you want to. It's a little bit more advanced, but just some colors there if you want them. All right. When it comes back to G, go back home. All right, starting on the 5th fret of the A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 strokes there. 1 stroke on the 2nd fret of the A, and then 3 on the 5th fret of the D. All right, go back home. You can slide into that 2nd fret if you want to. Go back home. All right, let's put those first 2 bars together. 1, 2, ready, go. Get down, boys, go back home. All right, then you're going to the D chord. It's going to be the open A. Back to the girl you love. All right, so the 5th fret of the D is coming back to the G. Back to the girl you. That's the full D bar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, so starting on the open A. 1 and 2 and 4 strokes there, up to the 2nd fret of the A. So starting from the beginning of the D bar. Back to the girl you. So you have 3 strokes on the 2nd fret of the A, 1 open A, and then you're coming back to the G chord. So that's the full D bar there. Back to the girl you. You come back to the 5th fret of the D. And you can just hang there if you want to. 1 and 2 and 3. Then you're going to want to walk it up to the 2nd half of the beat part. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So starting on the 5th fret of the D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strokes right there. Then walking it up to the 3rd fret of the A. Open A. 2nd fret of the A. And then when you get to the 3rd fret, that's going to be starting your C bar, okay? Basically, just do the same thing. Treat her right, never wrong. How mountain girls can. And then when you get back to the 5th fret of the D for your G, you can walk it down. Love, 5, 2, open on the D, 4th fret of the G, open G. All right, so that's our bare bones melody for the chorus part, which sometimes gets played in the break. Sometimes you'll have like a banjo play the first part, the verse, and then a fiddle or a mandolin will play the 2nd part, or vice versa, any combination of that. All right, so let's play through the B part. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Treat her right, never wrong. Back to the girl you love. Get down, boys, go back home. How mountain girls can love. I switched the lyrics there by accident. It really starts off with the get down, boys, go back home. Back to the girl you love. The 2nd half. Treat her right, never wrong. How mountain girls can love. All right, let's add our upstroke there, okay, to create the 16th notes. All right, so one thing that we want to talk about is that you can walk up to the beginning of the chorus. And when we're coming out of the verse, let's just play through the whole verse to get it in our minds. As soon as you hit that open G for your ending lick, you can walk up to the chorus. And you can use that as the beginning of your break if you want to. Or if you want to just play the verse and the chorus, verse, chorus, back and forth to practice, you can walk up to that third fret of the A to start your chorus. Okay, that's right after the open G. So the ending of the verse once again, you can just stay on that third fret of the A if you want to. Or you can do the little split thing where you do 5 eighth notes on the third fret, 3 on the fifth fret. Good little variation there. You can do one sometimes, on the other. Okay? So that is a basic outline of the melody. Okay, before you get into the fancy Monroe Style Jamming, you really got to have this foundational thing happening before you can start to switch and swap with all the good stuff. So that's kind of putting it together a little bit here and there. The first time was just, purely Monroe style devices, basically. A little bit of melody. The second one, a little bit more towards the straight melody with a few little extra things thrown in there also. Okay, most important thing is to get the melody in your head. So on and so forth. It's good to learn the words. Riding the night in the high cold wind on the trail of the old lonesome pines. Thinking of you, feeling so blue, wondering why I left you behind. Get down, boys, go back home, back to the girl you love. Treat her right, never wrong, how mountain girls can love. When it goes up to that fifth fret of the A on the C chord, it creates a cool ninth tonality. That's really advanced. That's a bluegrass sound. Before we go, I just want to add one more thing, which is that we've learned a really good beginner melody in G, but I would encourage you to pick this same melody out in the key of A. All right, so every note is just going to be 2 half steps higher. Okay? So for instance, our first note is the fifth fret of the fifth fret of the D in G. So everything just gets shifted up 2 frets. So for your fifth fret of the G, that can either be the 7th fret of the D or the open A, which is even better in a way. So our 2nd fret of the A becomes the 4th fret of the A. Our 5th fret of the A becomes either the 7th fret of the A or the open E. All right, so just follow your ear. Dum diddlum 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 bum bum diddlum bum diddlum bum bum diddlum bum bum diddlum bum bum diddlum bum 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 diddlum 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 bum bum diddlum bum bum diddlum diddlum bum bum diddlum bum 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 bum. important to be able to pick out melodies that you have in your heart in different keys. A would be your next stop, I would encourage you to do. If you want to get really advanced, then try picking it out in the key of B flat or B. All right. So on and so forth. That's a little bit more intermediate, but I would encourage you, if you feel comfortable, be gentle with yourself to try those things. All right. So hope you have enjoyed learning the basic melody to How Mountain Gals Can Love, and we'll see you on the next one.